Hey, everybody. It's Friday afternoon, one of my favorite days of the week, and it is time for a Rockstar interview. I'm so excited. I have an unbelievable guest today, Kyle Draper, and he is going to shift everybody's game up. I'm so excited. And before letting some people get on real quick, but before you start to introduce yourself, this will be available on our podcast, You Rock with Sherri Johnson, a real estate podcast. So you can download on any podcast platform. You can also get this interview from YouTube on our YouTube channel. And we're going to be giving away some free coaching later, a free month of playbook, which is really cool. So you want to stick around towards the end of today's show. I'm Sherri Johnson, National Real Estate Coach. Again, we've got Kyle Draper here. This is going to be this is a rockstar day, and it's a rockstar guest. So, Kyle, welcome to the show officially.
Hi, Sherri. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. We're just, we have so many questions for you today. I want to first start by reminding everybody to let me know in the chat, in the comments. I think I'm on a Zoom meeting or something. Please go into the comments and put your where you're tuning in from and your name, so that we know you're on this broadcast today. And feel free to ask questions. I've got a ton of questions for Kyle, but I know you're going to have some. This guy is doing amazing things for real estate agents all over the country, and we're so lucky because we've got him now for about 45 minutes. I'm thrilled. Kyle, tell us where you are. Let's start with the really cool stuff. I know you have a great family, wife, some kids. They're adorable. Where are you?
Thank you.
Yeah, where are you from?
I am in Fort Worth, Texas, the clean, family-friendly side of the DFW Metroplex. So we have less traffic, all the fun parts of going to Dallas, but we're just 20 miles on the other side in Fort Worth.
Which I love, by the way. I love. A big shout out over there to Abby Halliday. They're huge friends of mine.
And oh, really? They're great people.
I love them. I get to spend a lot of time down there. Big shout out to Abby Halliday Companies. All right. So we are going to launch right into Facebook and social media and how you're teaching, coaching, and helping agents to increase their effectiveness, to get more leads. The first question I want to ask is this concept of, I think it's called content compounding.
Yeah.
Tell us about that, what it is, what it means, and how we can use that.
Yeah, Sherri. So content compounding is a phrase that I came up with probably 3 years ago, trying to think through, because as you know, as a national coach, realtors are so busy. So if for us as coaches, if our job is to make them busier, we're failing them, right? So we're always trying to figure out how to simplify things, how to alleviate some of that stress and pressure that they feel constantly. And so as I was trying to figure this out from a social media perspective, I thought, okay, they don't have time. So if my answer is you need to dedicate an hour to social media a day, that's just not real life. It's never going to happen.
Right.
And so I started thinking, well, if I can get realtors to do video, we can then take video, and video can be morphed into a ton of other things, right? We can take video and transcribe it into a blog. We can take video and rip out the audio like we're doing today on this and turn it into a podcast. We can take little clips, because I'm probably not going to be brilliant for 45 minutes today, but I bet I can be brilliant twice in 30-second spots.
Mm-hmm.
And so we can rip those out. And now we've got what's called micro content that we can push out, which gives us additional content, which, Sherri, as you know, as a coach, every realtor's like, what do I talk about? What do I post? So the whole thing with content compounding was in one swoop, record the video. And now you could take that one video that took you 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever, and turn it into 10, 12, 15 pieces of content. And so we're solving all the needs that the realtor has in the most powerful way, because now we're not just putting crap content out there. We're actually putting pieces of you out there, which is going to resonate with their people, right? So that's what content compounding is. And there's a ton of companies out there that do it, but I started doing it. Like, so that's what my company does, Sherri, because when COVID hit, I lost all my speaking gigs.
Right.
And so all of our money went away. And so I thought, why don't I just start a company that offers this as a service instead of just coaching it as a principle? And that's what I did.
And now you get to do both, because you're
Yep.
going to be speaking again, and you probably already are. So you always talk about, first I want to say content compounding is a brilliant term. And
Thank you.
I want to pause and just really note that, because I teach that, I didn't come up with this, the psychologists did, but if 55% of our communication is body language, and 38% is tonality and our tone of voice, and then 7% of communication, only 7% is made up of the words we choose. Choosing words matter. And, I have this whole course, Speak on Purpose, Speak with Purpose. And when you are intentional, like that word, compounding, we know what compounding means. It is, each time it's compounding, it is actually creating more, financial income in some cases, when we hear that term in terms of finance. But you're saying it's that, I love it. I think it's the best word choice, because you can micro content. Okay. I'm pulling out all the great things you just said, but the micro content and the compounding content of using something and repurposing it and using it in multiple areas. And like you said, this stripping out either the sound or taking a section of the video. People are not going to watch a 20-minute video, but they'll watch 40-second clip that you just did. That was awesome. And the other thing I think agents just are not realizing is that video is so scalable. We're going to talk about why is video so amazing right now, because you can scale it. Like, I want you to think about, oh my gosh, for centuries, or I don't know about centuries, but for years, people have spent millions of dollars to create commercials. We have this ultimate thing right now called social media, where we can be creating the best content, putting it on Google, multi-purposing, using it. It's unbelievable. So a lot of questions. My next one is, I have a couple, but so we're talking about video. Do you think that agents should be doing more video content or photo content, or a combination of both?
I think there should always be balance, right? I will always default to video from just the standpoint of, I think it's the most powerful way we can market ourselves, and we can unpack that later. But I also think we don't want to become one-trick ponies. So if all I do is video because I love it, well, there's still a lot of people out there that won't watch it. There's still people out there that prefer to read, that prefer to see an image. And so I want to produce all of it because I want to be able to touch everybody. And what we're all really guilty of, Sherri, on social media is most realtors only post what they like.
Yes.
Instead of being considerate of what the consumer wants. And that's a bad way of doing business, because I can't sell to myself. So I have to be far more concerned with what you think than me going, well, Sherri, that's stupid. No, it's not. Or maybe it is, but it doesn't matter, because you're who I want to reach. So whether I agree or disagree, I've got to go play with your ball in your field. Otherwise, I'm never going to get you to mine.
What a concept. You hit it right on the head. Agents post what they like. I hope everybody heard that. I'm repeating it purposefully.
And or what they're comfortable with.
And jumping in the deep end on video right now in the last year or two has been the single biggest game changer for a lot of the agents we coach.
Yep.
They were cursing me out, literally. They didn't want to do it. And they said, done. I said, done is better than perfect. Stop making this bigger than it has to be. So
Amen.
everybody, so many great things here. So what types of, since we just said we want to really post, I think the answer to that first question is balance and getting comfortable doing the content that people want to hear about more than what we're comfortable with.
Right.
What is some of that content?
Any way you can force yourself on video, I think is where somebody needs to start. So I love the quote, "Done is better than perfect." You know, I think there's another, I'm not even gonna try to say it. There's another quote that's out there that's similar to that. So I'm just a fan of whatever it takes to get you on video, do it. And so like just this morning, so I'm in the middle of what I just called a 90-day TikTok video challenge. And I didn't blast it out there for other people. It's just for me. It is my personal challenge because I wanted to give TikTok a shot. So I think I'm on like day 70 something of doing a video almost every day. And so this morning, Sherri, I literally opened up my phone. I have a little tripod that I put on my desk. I recorded a 60-second video one time. I didn't perfect it. I didn't edit it, right? I didn't do 4 takes, 1 minute. I then put it on TikTok, and now it lives on TikTok. I put it on Instagram, and it lives on Instagram. I put it in my stories. I shared it to a private Facebook group that I have where I coach realtors and lenders. All of those places for 1 minute. That's the easiest thing that we can be doing. Because Sherri, what video does is video gives me a lot of foot soldiers that represent the Kyle Draper army that cost me no money. And people are like, I don't know. I don't want to do it. What? What if you could send out an army of door knockers, right? Where I could door knock 1,000 houses a day. Well, how amazing would that be? If I could make 100,000 phone calls a month at no cost, it's unbelievable, right? So I just looked before we started. My minute-long video on Instagram already has like 1,300 views. While I've been doing other stuff.
Right.
People are consuming my content.
What was and I love the word consuming content. I'm just going to throw that out there. What was the topic in your 1 minute video?
So this actually, I think, might be my favorite video I've ever done. Whether the data is going to show that or not, it doesn't matter to me. But I talked about how the reason we do social media wrong is we look at social media as a source of leads when we should look at social media as a source of referrals. And I talked about how our mindset changes. When I'm talking to you as a potential referral partner, I'm not salesy because I'm not selling you anything. I'm becoming your friend. We're getting used to each other. We're setting those anchor moments, those anchor points where you and I go, you know, we both have kids, or we both did this, or we both did. And so I'm setting those moments for you and I to get deeper than just, hey, we're both coaches. We should be friends. And so that is what I'm trying to accomplish. And so I was coaching a realtor and a lender yesterday for free. I spoke at an event. They reached out to me, and it's amazing how many people are like, hey, I know you do this for a living, but will you do it for free for me? And I've just chose to embrace it. I just believe in the law of reciprocity, that if I keep giving, I'm going to keep receiving. And so I coached them for about an hour. Okay. And I said, guys, let me teach you something right now. If I were a salesperson, I would spend the last 5 minutes of this call saying something like this. This has basically been what a coaching session's like. If you want more of this, this is what it would cost. This is what we can accomplish. And I said, guys, but if I keep doing that, you guys represent transactions. You know how many of you I have to go through in a week to hit numbers? But I'm not going to do that because I see both of you as referral sources, because both of you could refer me to 50 people
right on
that trust you enough to instantly trust me. So I just give value, never expecting anything in return. And that's how I treat all my content on social media. I never think, Sherri, oh, but is this topic going to get me more leads? It's a horrible way to position ourselves because we can see through it. And I can tell when you're trying to sell me something, whether you are convincing me of it or not.
You know, I believe in every single thing you just said. We get what we give, and we don't let people take, advantage necessarily. But if you are trying to sell something, it does come through as sleazy, salesy, and adding value and just giving people great content in the same way. And I think when thank God you are like that, because I think what happens is people become raving fans. And I tell people, whether you buy my stuff or not, I'm here to help you. And so I think the agent, translating this from you and I as coaches to, and I'm actually a real estate agent, to how do we educate our friends, family, client list, referring sources, people we don't know, people we do know, is to provide value out there in the form of video for free. Like, whether I get anything out of this or not, what I'm doing are these, videos that add value to the home buying and selling process for people. And that will come back. I mean, 1,300 views on TikTok on something you gave out that you thought was, you believe true is, one of your best videos, but it's value add, and it's about giving a consumer. So when you're listening as an agent, how do you go about getting a pre-approval? How would you go hire a realtor right now? I'm coming up with content, on what.
Yeah. Everyone should be writing these down right now.
Why would you move to Cleveland, Ohio? If you're thinking about moving and you want a free copy of our home buyer guide, I'm happy to send it to you. Here's a video series on how to buy a home in Cleveland, Ohio. Here's free content. Just, trying to sell your house by owner. Here's a free report on how to sell by owner, And people look at me and go, why would you do that? I said, because I want raving fans. I want people to, if they want to sell or interview an agent, they'll call you. All right. So you mentioned TikTok.
Yeah.
And I know agents are like, it's almost like I don't think they understand how powerful TikTok has become.
Yeah.
I heard you say that you took a TikTok video, you put it over here in a business Facebook group, you put it in another Facebook group, you posted it on your personal page. Can you break down, first of all, tell us why TikTok in the first place, and then how to use it?
Yeah. Well, I think, Sherri, first of all, TikTok right now is an infant. When we look at social media platforms, right? Facebook, Instagram, if we want to lump like YouTube in as a video platform, not as much social media, but they all kind of run together. All of those have been around for a really long time. And so Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, the algorithms are harder to work because they want our money.
Right.
Right. So the less people they allow to see us, well, then we're like, well, gosh, dang it. Okay, fine. I'll boost that. Okay, I'll run an ad. Mm-hmm. But right now, TikTok is in the stages where these other platforms were a decade ago, where they're letting people, I get more views on a lot of my videos than I even have followers. And that's impossible on other platforms, except for Reels on Instagram, because again, Reels is Instagram's newest baby. And so they're allowing people to have greater success in order to get more people to use them.
Yes.
Right. So the beauty of TikTok is, if you're a gambler, if you're adventurous, if you like being on the cutting edge of this might be terrible, but it might be awesome, TikTok is the new frontier. And so for me as a coach, I just thought, I can't dog on this platform if I haven't tried this platform. And so what I'm learning that I love the most is it's short form. So it's forcing me to get very concise with my messaging.
Okay.
It's teaching me, how to start using hooks, right? Which is giving somebody in the first 5 seconds what they're going to get out of this video as opposed to just starting a video and being like, so yesterday we were at the state fair and we bought a corn dog. And it's like, no. Like, get to like, what are you trying to tell me? Right. So I'm learning all of this stuff from TikTok. And the beauty of all of this is, well, once I've put it on TikTok, I'm just a couple clicks away from putting it everywhere else. And so Gary Vee said that, if you don't know who Gary Vee is, guys, he's a famous entrepreneur. And I heard Gary Vee one time say, like, don't dog TikTok, because what we see is like people doing booty dances and people pulling pranks on each other. You show up to TikTok as yourself and let people that want that show up. And as an almost 40-year-old, right? Like, that was what I needed to go. Thank you, Gary, because I'm not going to be a 40-year-old overweight dude doing, thirst traps for people because that is not the season of life that I'm in. But I do love encouraging and coaching. And so that's what I'm going to do. And, I just hit 1,000 followers.
Oh,
it might never grow beyond that. It doesn't matter to me. That's 1,000 people that I wouldn't have an impression on otherwise.
So you just said so much. There's what you're saying. What I'm hearing is that there is an audience for us on TikTok.
Absolutely.
And just because we scroll on TikTok and see weird people making Jell-O.
That's right.
Like, every time I go on, it's food stuff or like cleaning and like people. I'm like, why is this a video? So to me, I'm thinking, why would I ever go on TikTok? And many agents right now and real estate agents are thinking the same thing. So what you just said was there actually is an audience of
absolutely
people who want to see and hear about real estate or about any of this content on TikTok. When you take that over to help me understand and help the listeners understand what it means, or how do you share it to, is it easy? Is it just, as you said, it's a couple clicks?
Yeah.
They could have it post other places. So how do you can?
Yeah. Let's call it easy with air quotes, right?
Okay.
It's, let me say it's simple. Okay. Easy is going to be different, right? Between the individual. It's a fairly straightforward process. And so what I'm learning to do is, Instagram doesn't like TikTok because they're competing platforms. So Instagram's already come out and said, if you're sharing TikTok videos into Reels with a logo of TikTok, we're going to suppress those and not let very many people see them.
Okay.
So what I do is I record the video directly on my camera roll. So it's just a raw video. And then I upload it to TikTok, post it on TikTok. And then I upload it to Instagram and post it as a reel so that they're both unique to their platform.
Got it.
That gets me the maximum exposure. Then from there, I just choose to put it in my stories on Facebook because I want people to see the TikTok logo on Facebook and then go follow me there.
Yeah.
But I don't have to make a post that's like, hey guys, I started a TikTok. I'd love for you to follow me. Right? Like, nobody cares about that stuff. And so
they're actually
the logo's there.
They're going to say, this dude's on TikTok. I'm going to TikTok and I'm going to follow him.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I would do. If I like your video on stories, I see you're on TikTok, I'm going straight over to TikTok to hit follow.
But Sherri, the key is, like, for people listening, don't try to do what I'm doing. I'm literally the expert of this. I should be way better at you.
Correct.
Right? So, at doing this. So you guys are realtors. So if you're listening to this right now or watching us right now live, don't overwhelm yourself. If you aren't doing video at all, don't go to TikTok right now. That's not, you need to be way better at Facebook or Instagram because those are the two Goliaths. And so go play in those pools first and then think, oh, okay, well, maybe I'll do TikTok. Right. And just start simple. For some of you right now, you need to stop watching this interview when we're done or stop listening to it and go do a video today. You don't need a plan of, well, I need 15 different topics and I need to figure out what I'm going to, guys, stop it. Ready, fire, aim. That is my motto in life, is just start firing. And at some point you're going to figure out what thing you hit makes the most sense for you, and then narrow it back in and be more intentional. But oh my gosh, Sherri, we can strategize ourselves to death.
I agree.
As such a coping mechanism to taking no action.
Oh my gosh. It is the greatest thing that we want to hear is that you're implementing something.
Right.
Put this into action and you get results, more followers, more referrals. Talk about, and so everyone here just heard him say, Kyle said, Instagram and Facebook videos. What could they do today, right? So what's the easiest way for them to make content and start this today? You hang up, you listen to this, you're listening to it on the podcast, or you watch this video interview, and I'm going to go make a video today. What should that be about, and how long should it be?
So it's a great question. The easiest answer, this isn't going to be my official answer, but the easiest answer, Sherri, would just be anything.
Okay.
Just literally hit the record button and do something. But I'm not going to leave it that vague for the sake of the listeners. I would first do your origin story. Right? If you look at movies now, all of the big Marvel movies, right? All the superhero movies, the new movies now are going backwards to give us the origin stories of each of these characters, because we all know them collectively. We don't know any of them behind the scenes. Right. And so I'm very fascinated when I talk to realtors, like, how'd you get into this? You could have chose anything. Why would you pick real estate? Like, that doesn't make any sense. There's a lot of easier sales jobs. And there's a lot of really good stories, Sherri, and you've heard thousands of them. And it amazes me how many of these realtors that have cool stories, they've never told them publicly to people. Because this is what's called our tie downs, right? These are where we get to have our moments where we say something that connects to someone on a deeper level, spiritually, psychologically, emotionally, right? Whatever it is. And that will be the reason why they choose to use us in the future and why they choose to refer people to us in the future. Because literally, if I say I used to be a pastor and some realtor says, my dad used to be a pastor, boom, I am more connected to that realtor than I am to others. Right? The moment I say, this is the dog we have, other people have that dog, boom, we're instantly more connected because we share that in common. And so jump on video and tell people, this is why I chose real estate, and watch people be blown away through their responses to those stories.
I think that's a great first video for people to do. I want to hear the success stories. I want to see these videos. After I record that video, I'm going to post it on Facebook. And should I be posting that in my business page? Should I be posting it on my personal page? We're hearing a lot of talk that personal pages are getting more than activity than the business page. Obviously, I'm not going to boost this necessarily. Is that why? And can you elaborate on both of those?
Oh gosh.
Where do I post it on? Which one?
Yeah. So, okay. So I think, Sherri, this is no different than the way you would coach just on in the real estate side, and I'm on the social media side. If they don't know their audience, they're going to struggle. And so I wouldn't get caught up in what are all the places I need to post this. I would get caught up in, and this is for the struggling agent on social media. How old is my ideal client? If your ideal client's over 40, start on Facebook. The numbers say there's a way higher percentage of 40-year-olds hanging out on Facebook than on Instagram. If your ideal client is a younger first-time home buyer, you should probably default first to Instagram, because the data says that there's way more millennials hanging out on Instagram than on any other platform, right? So again, don't go based on your personal preference. It's not about you. It's about the people we're serving. And so start with one. And so I would recommend, Sherri, like, guys, go spend the next 90 days and get really, really good at one or the other. Just pick one, Facebook or Instagram. 90 days, get really comfortable using the different features on each, right? Using stories, using live video, using reels, whichever one you want. Start there and just keep it very simple. Now, if we're talking about Facebook's personal and business pages, this is unique, Sherri, to Facebook because it's the only social platform that forces us to separate the two. So a lot of realtors say, well, should I just get rid of my business page? Do I really even need it? Because nobody ever sees my stuff. We need it. And there's a few reasons why we need it. Number one, Sherri, you and I just met, right? As of a few weeks ago, we didn't know each other.
No.
And so I don't know, are you super fun and down to earth and like you want to see my kids, or are you a very straight-laced coach that's very business all the time? I don't know. And so I want on Facebook, I want somebody to be able to enter through the front door of my personal page or enter in through the front door of my business page. I don't want to make that decision for you by getting rid of one of them.
Perfect.
So I just let you choose, right? Because everybody's unique and different. And so that's the first reason why we should have both pages. The second reason is, again, for Facebook specifically, people can't leave us reviews on our personal pages. Right. So you're supposed to be this awesome realtor and your business page has one review? Right? Like, and this is, guys, what's sad. This is what I hate about social media is that social media allows perceptions. I don't know if you guys know this, but social media allows perceptions to appear true that aren't. But it doesn't matter because once you think I'm a jerk, I can't convince you otherwise. So if we look like we're terrible, it doesn't matter if we're actually awesome.
Right.
If perception says we're terrible. So we need a business page with reviews on it that are people saying nice things about us. Finally, if we ever want to run an ad, if we ever want to boost a post, we have to do it from a business page. And so you don't want to find yourself at a place where you're finally ready to run an ad, but you don't even have a business page. So now you build one the same day you run an ad. And therefore you're sending people back to basically an empty business page. So I recommend post once a week to your business page. Just keep it relevant. But it should only consume about 10% of your energy. The rest of your energy should go to your personal page because that's filled with people that already know, like, and trust you. They're cheering for you and they want to see you win. And so we're naturally just going to have more success there.
And, it's taken some turns, in the beginning, everybody was like, don't put anything on your personal page, put it on your work page. And I think that was like 4 years ago, everybody. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I also think, everyone that's on your personal page, so when I had somebody ask me this, why the 5,000 limit? Do you know? And how do you overcome that once somebody has?
Yeah. Well, I'm just going based off of what I think. So there's not like a Facebook statement out there from Mark Zuckerberg that's backing what I'm about to say.
No.
But I think the reason for the cap at 5,000 is they don't want our personal pages to truly be used for business. And so they don't want a personal page to get to 1 million followers. And then it's truly being used in a business sense. So by capping it at 5,000, it kind of keeps us from using it that way, I think.
Okay.
But you also asked, like, how do you overcome that? So here's what this might be a weird answer to that. But Sherri, I would say we don't need to. As a coach, if your realtors that you're coaching have 100 really awesome people in their lives that know them, like them, trust them, send them to their neighbors, to their cousins, to their coworkers, you can sell hundreds of homes with a database of 300. And so I think we've just convinced ourselves in social media that more people equals more opportunity. And sometimes I think that more people allows us for more opportunities to squander all those people we're accumulating.
I'd rather, I always say this, you can call less people and be more effective with a better strategy and generate
Absolutely
more business easier than trying to go after, you know, too many and just see what sticks. I actually believe more value with a better message to a smaller group
Absolutely.
is more effective. We have a question from Laura Scott. Hey, Laura.
Yeah.
Do we generate the post on business and then share to personal? Or just share it to personal. Great
All
question.
right. Are you ready for this? I think we need to. So I don't share anything from my business page anymore. Here's why. So let me answer the question. I get sidetracked with what all I want to say. I would create the post separately on both pages. Don't share it. And here's why. When we try to share a post from our business page to our personal page, we're attempting to cheat the system. Now, we don't think about it like that, right? I don't think like, yeah, I'm a shady person. I'm always trying to cheat Facebook out of their money. Well, that's not how we think about it. But when we understand Facebook's $1 billion company because we spend money on our business pages. That's the only reason why they are. And so why would Facebook let us win for free? They wouldn't. That would be that'd be like you guys going, yeah, I'll sell your house for 0%. Of course I would. We're friends. No, you're not. That's a terrible business model. So if we're not willing to work for free, why would we expect Facebook to? So what I encourage realtors to do, Sherri, is post it on the business page using business language, business lingo, right? 2,300 square feet, 4-bed, 2.5 baths, sitting on 0.7 acres, right? 497. Like use the business language. Then I would post it on the personal page, and I don't know if it's Laura or Laura. I hate saying people's names wrong.
It's Laura. Yeah.
Laura, post it on your personal page as if this is the perfect listing for your girlfriend that you went to college with. You and your spouses go vacationing together. Use that type of language. Oh my gosh, the kids could play in the pool and we could sip mimosas on the patio and you can walk to school every morning. Don't try to sell it like a business person. Sell it like a girlfriend. And watch people be less offended that you're selling because you're using a language that is relatable to them. And because, Sherri, I think that's where we get sideways with people.
Yeah.
Is when we talk in such a way that makes people go, who the heck is this guy? This isn't Kyle, my friend. This is Kyle, some sleazy sales guy. So it takes a little extra effort, but it's putting it in both places in the most successful opportunity.
And you're mirroring your audience.
100%.
Which is really a brilliant way to do this. So I'm going to speak business on LinkedIn. I'm going to speak a business tone on Facebook Business. And then I'm going to re-record that same clip about the house in a more maybe enthusiastic. I might talk more casually. I might dress more casually. I totally love this. And
so I wouldn't even do that, Sherri. Here again, because I'm the lazy guy that's trying to minimize effort.
Mm-hmm.
If you record it businessy first,
mm-hmm.
I would post it to the personal page, but in the description,
okay.
I would make fun of myself and go, guys, this is going to appear really business because I recorded this for my business page, but I wanted y'all to see it. So please forgive the fact that I introduced myself.
Yeah.
Please forgive the fact that I'm coming off as salesy because this isn't meant for you, but I still wanted you to see it. And so now I don't even have to re-record it because I just told them it's going to feel weird, but don't worry about it. It wasn't for you. So I just took the weirdness away.
Love it. And
it just makes us feel like a real person.
It's totally real and genuine, authentic, just cut and dry, transparent. I call that minimizing the weird, right? So
100%.
Term minimize and marginalize. Never people, never, but
Right.
topics, but
Right.
topics. So
So good.
awesome. Now, Rich is asking a Facebook business page question. On the Facebook business page, you pay for ads, but do you actually pay for the page? I've never had anyone ask that question.
No, Rich, the business page is free, right? You could set up 1,000 of them if you want, and Facebook's going to give all of them to you at no cost, in hopes that you're going to start spending money there. So you're good. Fire it up. But if you start asking ad questions, that is not what I'm the expert of. So I will probably not be able to help you.
That's okay. That's okay. I have a question about using Facebook. I saw that you talk about using Facebook as a personal CRM. Could you
Yeah.
give some examples about that?
Yeah, of course. So we have this beautiful thing called Facebook, Sherri, and technically Instagram could be used in similar fashion. But Facebook is so easy. It reminds me every morning whose birthdays it is.
No.
It shows me in my comment, it shows me in my notifications that somebody's live right now, right? It's allowing me a complete access into everybody's world. And so what I really encourage people to do is use it for what it's giving us. Jump into Messenger and tell people happy birthday. So don't write on people's walls anymore. 300 other people did that. So that's not my moment to be memorable. But don't record a video and post it on their wall, because then that's all about me. Right? That would be the equivalent of, Sherri, it's your birthday. And so I write you a card, like I buy you a card from Hallmark, I sign it. But then instead of mailing it to you, I record a video and I'm like, hey, Sherri, instead of sending you your card, I just thought I'd read it to you on video and then post it publicly for people.
Right.
That takes all the sentiment away, because I just made that about me, not about you. So do this privately. Send private messages saying happy birthday, sending quick. Like I sent you a video a couple days ago while I was getting my kids ready for school.
Yep, which I loved.
Right? Because I wanted you to see that, like, I'm a dad, that I'm an involved dad, right? I'm getting the kids ready. I'm not just this dad that's like, well, I make money so you can buy toys, right? Isn't that good enough for you? I do that on purpose.
No, you did. And I loved it. I was going to give it as an example, and you just did.
And so that's what I do. And so many realtors, they're so stuck in, but isn't that unprofessional? And so we've just got to, like, this is not 1990. Real estate is not the same. We want to work with people we trust, not people that are impressive.
Ah, what a great line. Agents, I saw this, I think one of my friends, Will Penny, wrote on a post. It said in my Facebook group, agents will buy leads and have to call those people, but they won't call the people they already know to foster a further relationship with them. And I think the reason that they do that, because I do this, literally 26 years now, and coaching and
wow,
managing and all the things I did for over 15 plus the last 4. But think about this. I think they just don't know what to say. And you just said it. Isn't that unprofessional? So agents who have 90% referral rate don't buy leads and they have 90% referral rate because the CRM that they use is their database.
Right.
Coupled with, and I think this is one of the best, to me, takeaways out of this call. They all have been great. But using your Facebook as your CMA. I meant CRM.
Oh, we knew.
CMA is a comparative market analysis. All the realtors know what I'm talking about. All right, so look at this. When you think about birthdays and sending a private message, like Kyle just said, that is on Facebook Messenger, which, by the way, they have predicted that will eventually over, whatever texting, iMessaging, that DMing somebody. Let's go back to, how do we connect with our sphere more often without being salesy? And that is to say, hey, I just drove by your house and Halloween decorations look awesome.
Yes.
I can't wait to see you soon. I'll talk to you soon. Click.
But here's what this takes, Sherri. We have to change our motives.
Yeah.
If we're motivated by the sell, we will always appear salesy.
Yes.
But if we're motivated through serving people, right? My calling in life is to leave people better than I find them.
Amen.
That's all I care about. So I'm not concerned, because I'll do this interview with you and a friend of mine is going to ask me a month from now, well, what'd you get from it? What?
Right.
That's not the point. That's not why I'm doing this. This isn't why you're doing it. We just know that if we continue to put good out into the world, we're going to get it back. And so the biggest way to use Facebook as a CRM is to tap back into your humanity, right? Remember that you're a person. And so if you're the praying type, I love to send messages to people. Like if I just saw somebody's dad died, I'll just send them a DM that's like, oh man, I hate that your dad just passed away. I'm praying for you guys. If I can do anything for you, please don't hesitate to ask. I don't sign it. Your favorite social media coach. It's just Kyle, the person, right? If I see a picture of a buddy of mine and his daughter, I might DM him and go, dude, when did your daughter get this big? What is happening to time? How old are we? Right? I'm just creating conversations.
Correct.
Knowing that conversations lead to opportunities. And so it's so countercultural to well, did you make your 50 calls on Monday? And did you have 13 conversations about real estate? No, because I don't want people to hate me.
Right.
I'm not trying to burn through people. I'm trying to build people up.
And it's relationships, and
all about it.
And I remember somebody saying, I gave her my cell phone number at a show and she said, I can't buy any of your products. I said, I don't care. Here's my cell phone. Yeah. And you know what? And she was like, you're kidding me. And I said, no, call me. In fact, she was moving to Dallas and she needed a real estate company. And I was like, I know several and I know one that you should interview. And I said, when you get there, you call me. And here's what happened with that. And I'm going to share it because when I gave her my phone number, my motivation was to help her, right? It wasn't to get business from it. And what ended up happening is that she ended up referring me to someone who signed up for coaching that week.
Wow.
That told me, hey, you don't know me.
Works.
That's how it works. And so, what happens is that just be real, be you.
Yeah.
Be genuine. When you have a genuine servant mindset, I am never salesy. And I think that's why it resonates with people. It's we're not selling, we're not making 150 phone calls so you can see which ones want to sell. Be authentic, be you. And I love, Facebook as a CRM is so, first of all, agents are spending all this money on CRMs, Kyle. They're not using them anyway. Okay. There's no magic pill except to just work hard and be good and do good for others, and add value. And just sending somebody a birthday or hey, your holiday decorations look awesome. I mean, it's about to be Halloween. This is like a layup, right? You could make this call driving your kids to school or driving to the grocery store. You can do these things. Hey, I used to call people and be like, your landscaping looks amazing.
So easy.
So easy. And guess
and they're virtual pop buys. Right? For the old school realtor that loves their pop buys. These are virtual pop buys.
And you didn't say this earlier, but digital door knocking is a term I just heard. I think I interviewed somebody and they used that.
Yeah.
It might have been last week's interview with it was with Kendall. But here's what I'm going to say. You said it earlier. How many people can we reach with a video? How many people can we impact? And not because we're at the end pitching something. Right. It's so funny when people ask me to speak and they say, you could sell your coaching. I said, well, I don't really do that. People don't want a commercial. I just talk. And if they like what I'm saying, they'll come up to me afterwards. It's just, so as a realtor, let's get out of the, how many leads am I going to get from this? let's be more about, I'm going to just put myself and my services out there because I'm not talking about real estate. I'm actually just known as the realtor who's talking about the garage sale or the community event that's happening in town.
I love it.
So do people need, so this is making me so happy because I think the more real we get on social, the less, first of all, the less time this takes, the less expense. It's got to be
Absolutely.
less expensive. And
Yep.
the question I was going to ask, which I'm already kind of answering, is do agents need to hire people to do this stuff? And depending on your size of your business and whether you have a
Sure.
team or not, or so they can do it single on their own. They can bring somebody in if they're busy and they're doing 100 units a year and they're doing, maybe they're doing 40 units a year and they're just totally maxed out. How does somebody go about that, and at which levels, and when should they hire somebody, or do they not need to?
Well, I think it's okay to hire someone, but you can't just give it away, right? If you want a referral based business, you have to physically be present, because we don't refer to bots. We don't refer to fake people. We refer to the people that we trust, and trust is only allowed through proximity. If I can't gain proximity to you, you will not trust me. But the beauty of proximity is, Sherri, that 20 years ago, proximity was you're in Ohio and I'm in Texas. We can't have proximity. But now, because of virtual, our heads are 6 inches apart from each other.
That's right.
Right? We've spent 50 minutes getting to know one another as we're adding value to the real estate community. And so we are in proximity now, even though we've never even been in the same room together.
Right.
And so, like our service or any service, there's tons of other companies out there that technically do content compounding. Everybody calls it their own unique thing. That's powerful because you're breaking down content of yourself. But don't go, like, there's so many companies out there that realtors just pay to just make content for them, and it's all garbage. It's garbage. You end up with random blog posts that you're not even reading yourself. So why would your friends read them? You've never even read them, right? You end up with quotes from people that you've never even heard of. And so don't farm it out without your willingness to lead it and have some sort of involvement, and at least be willing to do what I call the 10-10-10 principle. And I stole this from a friend of mine, Chelsea Pites. She is in the title industry, but she serves the real estate community. She's unbelievable. And so this is the minimum to me. Spend 10 minutes a day commenting on 10 people's posts and replying to 10 people's stories. So you might hire someone to post on your behalf, but if you'll just show up for 10 minutes a day in the comments, in private message, you're going to crush it, because at least people now will go, yeah, Kyle comments on my stuff all the time.
Absolutely.
And that's it. That's what I would say.
Well, and even if it was, so that's 30 minutes, 10 minutes, or wait, 10 minutes on 10 posts.
Yeah. So 10 minutes,
10 stories.
And in those 10 minutes, you're going to reply to 10 stories and comment on 10 posts.
And that takes 10 minutes of time.
10 minutes. You could do 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening. You could only do it, right? Think about this math. If you technically failed, if you and I were teachers and this was the assignment, if you did this 200 days a year, you're failing, right? You're getting a 60 something. Yep. But let's just do the numbers. If you did this, Sherri, 200 times a year, this is 2,000 comments and 2,000 replies, 4,000 touches a year.
Crazy.
4,000. And so if anybody listening to this or watching doesn't think that those will result in opportunities in their business, they don't understand how relationships work.
No, and let's back up. I can't make 4,000 calls.
No.
And I don't want to.
Maybe you could, but you wouldn't like yourself.
I don't want to make 400 calls. So go back through the math on that again.
200 days
200 days
in a year, right?
in
There's
1 year.
365. You only do 200. That's 2,000 comments on people's posts a year, 2,000 replies to their stories. And if you don't understand this, replies go to the DM. So you're engaging into 2,000 private one-on-one conversations every single year.
Which I want to,
for 10 minutes.
4,000 hits of me going out to the people I know who know, like, trust me, they're thinking Sherri Johnson every time they're here. They're thinking real estate. And by the way, I love that when I see a story that my response goes directly to them and only to them. I think that's like one of the best things about the stories.
Yep.
Is that when I put 20 hearts on it, they're getting that and nobody else knows. And it's just like a private convo that I didn't even have to go into DM. I just did it right from the story and said, you rock. Look at that. I mean, I do this. I'm so glad I'm doing the right thing, actually.
Yeah, of course you are. You're a rock star.
And it just sort of happened because I went, oh, this went right to their DM. And then they DM you back.
Absolutely. And here's my final tip with this to make sure we're doing it right. Don't just DM thumbs up. Don't just DM emojis, right? Like, so if I'm seeing you on video right now, I'm going to send you a DM through the story if I saw this image in the story. Okay. And I'm going to go, Sherri, oh my gosh, I love your glasses. Where'd you get them? Oh my gosh, I love the file folder behind you. Where'd you buy that? Oh, I'm thinking about getting a sign made with my logo on it. Where did you have that made? Right? Yes. Like, just be inquisitive and think about the things that you're seeing in their images, add a question, and now it forces a response. If I just say cute hair, that doesn't necessarily warrant, you might heart it, but that doesn't necessarily create a conversation.
Yeah. We want to create conversation.
Right.
Where did you get that? Now I have to answer.
Yep.
It's the best. Oh, it's so great to end on that too.
That's the key.
I'm so pumped up. First of all, we're doing great things together because we were brought together through my producer, Zach. So thank you, Zach, for making.
Thank you, Zach.
Zach rocks. Thank you.
He's awesome.
He's listening. And, I first of all, will you come back?
Heck yes. As many times as you want.
Awesome. And it's all about relationships. It's all about taking this and using it, people. Please do not go back into the minutia of your day playing defense and doing busy work. Carve out the time, please, and make a video and do what we said. Rewatch this if you need to. And where can people find you? I think it's at Coach Kyle Draper, right?
I'm Coach Kyle Draper everywhere on social. My website's kyledraper.com, and you'll find more than you'd ever care to know about me in any of those places.
I love it. And I think your messaging is awesome. And I think that you are adding so much value to the real estate industry and really raising the bar of just how we're really supposed to do this relationship business. So I applaud you. I think everybody on here just got so much and didn't even know they were going to get this today. I'm excited. We're going to have Kyle back. I'm not sure on what topic, but you have so much to throw down here that I'm ready. Yeah. And let's also plan on, I don't know. Next time we'll kind of come up with maybe some other topics, whatever.
Sure.
But I think that you have so much to offer.
You're going to come on my podcast next.
Awesome. Yes. Plan on it. Everyone listening, please go to everyone's getting great stuff.
All right.
So many people that watch it and listen to it after, and it becomes, literally hundreds of downloads from the podcast. So remember to download Sherri Johnson podcast, which is called You Rock, a real estate podcast with Sherri Johnson. Check out Kyle's, just go check him out on social media. And also we've got, and I think there's a free 30 days check out the Sherri Johnson playbook. I love giving stuff for free. This is just a chance for you to check out our academy. Zach will put it's sherrisfreeplaybook.com. It's really easy, and it's free content, and it's free coaching, and it's a live coaching session with me once a month. And we'd love to have you as part of the community there. And without sounding crazy and salesy, but it's really great because it's free, and it's like, take it and use it and run with it. And there it is, sherrisfreeplaybook.com. And it's Friday, people. Get on Facebook, make a video, please. Make a video. I'm going to do here's my takeaway. I'm going to actually get on TikTok because
No,
and I feel the same way. Like, I can't say I don't like it if I've never tried it. And that hit me the beginning of this interview, that I had contempt prior to investigation. I did.
Me too. I was the same way.
I did it. So I'm going to do that. That's my uncomfortable thing that I'm going to go.
Love it.
Right. So guys, take this, run with it, listen to it again. I can't wait to see your videos, everybody. Jump in the deep end. You'll love it. Listen, one of my coaching clients did video after yelling at me. She said, do I really have to do this? And I said, yes. And I'm telling you, she says everybody expects her videos every week, multiple times a week. She has her kids in them. She's talking about real estate. She's not talking about real estate. It's everything. And it has totally doubled their business. And all because she's just out there constantly. She's like HGTV. She's on and it just creates so much more contact with so many people. And that's what we're trying to do here. So take the ideas you heard today, implement them. We have to go, but I'm so pumped up. And I love that. I love your shirt.
Oh, thank you.
And I love everything you talked about. And I'm so glad we have come into each other's lives.
Me too.
See you next time for sure. And stay on for a minute if you could.
You got it.
Broadcast. Everybody, let's go make it happen. Please remember thanks, Laura. We love Laura Scott. She's right here in Cleveland too. I will tell you guys that what's going to excite me is when you text me and tell me you did these things, and I'll pass those along to Kyle and say,
please,
everyone's doing this and they're just jumping in that deep end, and done's better than perfect. And we're going to go make all this great stuff happen. I took tons of notes, and I can't thank you enough, my friend.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me.
For doing this. And everybody have a great Friday, a great listing and sales weekend. Let's get ourselves out of our comfort zones and get onto video. And this will be a great launch for everybody. Come back. We'll see you guys next Friday for our Rockstar interview. I'm Sherri Johnson. You rock, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.